Toddlers are just beginning to formulate their preferences for different types of solid food. They're also enjoying their first opportunities to make choices about what they eat. The best approach to meeting nutrition goals for this age group is to offer a variety of healthy choices in appropriate portion sizes at each meal. That allows a child to exercise choice by eating or not eating portions of the food being served while still getting the nutrients he needs. As a teacher, you can help a child begin to recognize which foods he enjoys.
A child is going to enjoy foods based on two things. One is going to be their internal palate, and the other is going to be exposure. So you have in your classroom a variety of palates already, and we know that this is based on age, and this also can be internal. So children are going to prefer sweeter things when they are younger, and that's going to dissipate as the child ages. And exposure is something that we can try to increase and teach kids that there's a world of food out there, and it's theirs to embrace it.
Parents and teachers shouldn't be too concerned if a child seems to always embrace the same food. Sometimes for toddlers, less is more. Continually encouraging a young child to eat a particular food could make her less likely to try that food.
Well, toddlers like to say no. They are asserting their independence, and they are forming preferences and tastes based on what they're familiar with and comfortable with. So if their challenges are twofold. One is they are often resistant to trying new things unless it's their idea, and they're often exposed to a limited range of foods because they're just starting to eat table foods or getting more and more familiar and comfortable with table foods. So they'll sometimes say no to things or be resistant to things when they haven't even tried them just because they like to do that. That's what they're practicing doing it. So a great practice to do with toddlers is to introduce foods to them away from mealtime and away from snack time. Have it be a cooking project, have it be a taste test, have a range of different, make a graph chart of what's sour and sweet and fruits, and introduce them to different tastes when they're away from the meal and snack time so they don't feel the pressure, and they also don't associate it with a time that they can stand up to you.
Sometimes when you present food to children outside of meal times, the food becomes a play object. A toddler likes to touch and explore food like other elements in the environment. That's okay. This process helps the child become familiar and curious about the food.
We want the kids, hopefully, to be hands-on, where they are allowed to touch the food and anticipate the food and get messy and play with their food. So it is okay here to play with your food. And some parents do not have a tolerance for their child getting messy, and hopefully we can provide an environment of exploration.
Toddlers can only explore the foods you present to them. As adults, we've formulated strong preferences for and against certain foods. The children have preferences and resistance to new foods, but these preferences can be overcome by their curiosity about new things. Your role is to intentionally expose toddlers to new foods.
Sometimes it's hard to help putting your own food preferences onto a child, and when you are planning a menu for your facility, you may not think of a food that you just don't like. You normally would not put that on a menu because you would not expect a child to like that. So it's good to clear your mind and look at and try things. You can always change the menu later, but try putting things on the menu that you normally may not select. If you're buying snacks and things like that, just thinking outside of just what you buy personally, and try to incorporate different textures, colors, and food variety that way.